in the rugged highlands of northeastern Nigeria, where rocky hills rise above fertile valleys and ancient footpaths wind through the mountains, lives a people whose history is deeply connected to the land. For generations, communities in the western Muri Mountains of the present-day Taraba State have preserved unique cultures, traditions, and languages that remain little known outside their homeland. Among these communities are the people collectively known as the Wurkum or Wurukun. Their story is one of resilience, identity, and survival among the hills. This is the story of the Wurkum people and the Kulung language. One of the most fascinating facts about the Wurkum is that they are not a single ethnic group. Researchers discovered that the name Wurukun originally came from a Jukun expression meaning people of the hills. Historically, the term was used to describe several related communities living in the western Muri Mountains rather than one tribe alone. These communities included groups such as Kulung, Pia, Konchi, and Kode. Although each community maintained its own identity, they shared common historical experiences, cultural traditions, and mountain homelands. The Wurkum homeland lies mainly within present-day Karim Lamido local government area of Taraba State. This region is characterized by hills, valleys, grasslands, streams, and fertile agricultural land. For centuries, these mountains offered both protection and opportunity. The difficult terrain helped preserve local cultures while also encouraging strong community cooperation. Life in the mountains shaped the character of the people. Families learned to adapt to the environment through farming, hunting, and trade. The hills became more than geography, it became identity. Among the languages associated with the Wurkum people is Kulung, sometimes referred to as Wurkum. Linguistic research shows that Kulung is a distinct language spoken in parts of Karim Lamido. Unlike neighboring Jukun languages, Kulung belongs to the Chadic branch of the Afro-Asiatic language family. This makes it linguistically related to other Chadic languages of northern Nigeria rather than to the Niger-Congo languages spoken by many neighboring people. Researchers estimate that the language has only a relatively small number of speakers, making it one of Nigeria's lesser-known indigenous languages. Like many indigenous African languages, Kulung survived for centuries through oral tradition. Before written materials became common, history was preserved through memory. Elders passed knowledge to younger generations through stories, songs, proverbs, genealogies, and praise poetry. Each generation became responsible for preserving the wisdom of those who came before. Language was not simply communication, it was a living archive of identity. Traditional Wurkum communities have long depended on agriculture. Families cultivated crops such as yam, millet, sorghum, maize, and other staples suited to the mountain environment. Community cooperation plays an important role in farming activities. Traditional ceremonies often feature music, drumming, dance, and communal celebrations. Many customs emphasize respect for elders, family unity, and collective responsibility. These traditions continue to shape community life today. Some historical traditions connect the Wurkum communities to the wider sphere of influence of the ancient Kwara-Rafa Confederacy. For centuries, Kwara-Rafa was one of the major political and military powers of the Middle Belt region. Although historians continue to study the exact nature of these relationships, cultural links between Wurkum communities and neighboring Jukum people remain an important part of regional history. The mountains witnessed centuries of interaction, migration, alliance, and adaptation. Today, the Kulung language faces challenges common to many minority languages around the world. Larger languages such as Hausa and English dominate education, administration, and modern communication. Young people increasingly migrate to towns and cities. As a result, smaller indigenous languages often face pressure from modernization and language shifts. Yet, the language continues to survive through families, community gatherings, and cultural traditions. Every conversation spoken in Kulung helps keep centuries of heritage alive. Every language contains a unique way of understanding the world. Within its words are memories, values, and stories that cannot be fully translated. The preservation of Kulung and the cultural traditions of the Wurkum people is therefore more than a local concern. It is part of humanity's shared heritage. By documenting languages, teaching younger generations, and celebrating cultural identity, communities help ensure that their history continues into the future. Hidden among the hills of Taraba State is a remarkable story. A story of communities bound together by history. A story of mountains, memory, and resilience. The Wurkum people remind us that the cultural identity is not measured by numbers, but by the strength of a people's connection to their heritage. And as long as their stories continue to be told, as long as the Kulung language continues to be spoken, the voice of the hills will endure.